Hello everybody, welcome to JAIIB CAIIB English Medium channel. I hope that you guys are revising from whatever you are learning as well, because now the time is less. When we talk about the concepts, they must be known to everybody. And when we talk about the questions which we are covering in this hero to superhero series, they are again very important. In the last class, we have seen certain important concepts pertaining to the module A of PPB. In today's session, that is the class 9th of PPB, we will be looking into certain good amount of questions, fine quality questions. We will be trying to solve all those questions, because based on the topics which we have studied in the last class, we must do the practice as well. So let's get started. First question in front of all of you: consider the following statements about limited companies. We have seen that what do we mean by limited companies, what is the composition of limited companies, and what are the other important features or characteristics of limited companies. Based on that only, we have divided the companies into public limited and the private limited companies. Plus, we have also studied that what will be the nature of a particular limited company if it is a subsidiary of a private company. Fine. So we have three statements here. You have to answer which of the following option is correct regarding these statements. So a public limited company must have minimum of 7 members for incorporation. Private limited company can have unlimited number of members. Subsidiary company of a private company is always considered as a public company. So which of the following is the correct answer for these statements? The correct answer will be option A. That is one only. Why it is correct? Because when you talk about the public limited company, the minimum numbers have been defined as 7 only. But what about the maximum number? There is no maximum cap there. In case of private limited, do we have unlimited members? Answer is no. We have some limit which has been set under the limited companies, and the subsidiary company of a private company will not be always considered as a public company. Fine. Only if the public company is having certain amount of share in that particular subsidiary, then only we will say that yes, public company, this particular subsidiary is deemed to be a public company. So A is the right answer here. When I talk about the explanation for this, company is a legal entity and can open the accounts in the same way as any other person. When we talk about the three types of companies, limited companies, the first and foremost being public limited, which requires a minimum of 7 members for incorporation, and there is no upper cap. Subsidiary company of another company, that is not a private company, it is deemed to be a public company. Fine. But in the third option, third statement, what was written? That subsidiary of a private company. Fine. But when we talk about the concept, it says subsidiary company of another company which is not a private company, then it will be deemed to become a public company even if registered as a private company. Then we talk about the private limited. So in private limited companies, you have the minimum members as 2 and the maximum members can be 200. So there is an upper cap as well as the minimum number. It restricts the right to transfer its share and does not permit invitation to public to subscribe for any of its securities. Fine. So it has no particular say when we talk about the public shareholders, because we are talking about private limited. Coming to the next question about the LEI. See, mainly when we talk about the questions pertaining to certain entity, the questions are more or less about the features only, not about the practical implication. They are around the you can say particular characteristics or the components of your particular entity, whatever is being asked in the examination. So here also the question is in line with the IIBF question which has been asked in 2023. Which of the following statements about a legal entity identifier is correct? So you have to tell me the correct statement. The LEI is a 16-digit alphanumeric code used to identify the financial transactions. The Global Legal Entity Identifier Foundation (GLEIF) issues LEI codes directly to the entities. So whether the Global Legal Entity Identifier Foundation issues directly the codes to the entities or not. What about the Indian scenario? In India, the legal entity identifier India Limited is the accredited local operating unit for issuing the LEIs. So when I talk about the legal entity identifier India Limited, whether it is a subsidiary of the global legal entity or not, that also you must remember. LEI is primarily used for identifying the individuals involved in the financial transaction. So what is the primary aim? Like, always remember, whenever you are studying the particular entities, or for that matter any kind of concept pertaining to the PPB, you must remember the aim or objective. Fine, what is the aim, or with what objective a particular program is running in our country. Fine, so the correct answer for this question is option C. That in India, we talk about the legal entity identifier India Limited. It is an accredited local operating unit for issuing the LEIs, and it is under the aegis of GLEIF. So C is the right answer. For your reference, what is the actual we can say number for the digits under the LEI. So the legal entity identifier is a 20-digit alphanumeric code used to uniquely identify parties to financial transactions worldwide. Fine. So you have to have a 20-digit alphanumeric code in order to identify a particular party. Fine. Used to uniquely identify the parties to financial transactions worldwide. When I talk about the entities who can obtain these LEI, so entities can obtain LEI from any of the local operating units. Like in India, we have the LEIL. The LOUs are accredited by the Global Legal Entity Identifier Foundation, GLEIF, and this was the question which was asked in 2023 exam. In India, LEI code may be obtained from LEI L, that is Legal Entity Identifier India Limited, a subsidiary of CCIL, that is your Clearing Corporation of India Limited, accredited by GLEIF as LOU. Fine. So always remember, LEIL is a subsidiary of CCIL, and it has been accredited as a particular local operating unit by the GLEIF. Next question we have in front of you for the topic of DEF. A gold loan is an example of a pledge, and the possession of the gold remains with the lender. See, the statement one is for the gold loans, right? You can say from the advances section. The statement two states that a bank is required to transfer a credit balance to depositor education and awareness fund, that is DEF, within 3 months after the account becomes inoperative or remains unclaimed for 10 years. So when I talk about this particular statement, it is directly from the operations section. Fine. So you might be wondering that why we have included two contrasting uh, statements in this particular question. Reason being, IIBF asks such questions in the actual exam as well. They will state the statement one pertaining to different topic and statement two pertaining to a different, altogether different topic as well. So if you know about these two concepts, then only you will be able to solve this one question. That is why we say that IIBF is slowly and gradually making the exams tough. Fine. You are supposed to answer two concepts. Fine. Answer this question based on two concepts. So marks will be what? For one question only, but the concepts asked are from multiple chapters. So whether gold loan is example of pledge or not, and whether the possession of the gold remains with the lender or not. What about the DEF? So correct answer is option B only. So statement one is correct, but two is incorrect. This statement is not correct. Why? Because see, read between the lines. Bank is required to transfer a credit balance to DEF account. That we know that the banks are supposed to transfer certain amount of credit balance to the DEF account, but pertaining to a certain timeline. Whether that timeline is 3 months or not, answer is no. It is not 3 months. Fine. So within 3 months after the account becomes inoperative or remains unclaimed for 10 years, That is not the right answer. It should be beyond 10 years, fine, not 3 months. So the correct answer will be option B. So here for your reference, we have included the description of DEF fund as well, the Depositor Education and Awareness Fund. In 2014, the RBI has established DEF, that is Depositor Education and Awareness Fund, under the provisions of Banking Regulation Act. And when we talk about the DEF funds, whether they are important for our examination or not, answer is yes. So there are two reasons why I'm saying that the DEF funds are important for us. Reason being, the first one, that they are directly mentioned in the syllabus. Fine, the DEF funds are directly mentioned in the syllabus. Reason number two is recent updates made by the RBI pertaining to DEF fund. So automatically this topic becomes important for our examination. Fine. So whenever you are studying certain topics in PPB, always remember to relate them with the current happenings. The banks are required to transfer the credit balance in any account or any deposit in a bank remaining unclaimed or inoperative for 10 years. Fine, there is no reference of 3 months. 3 months you have to update sometimes the KYC if it has not been taken earlier, but it is not that you will be, after 3 months just transfer the funds from the account of a customer to DEF fund. No, it is not there. The provision is for 10 years. This fund is intended to be used for purpose of education. Fine. The educational purpose is DEF fund is utilized for that. What are the salient aspects of this scheme? So the salient aspects, you can say that the amount is credited to the fund within 3 months from the expiry of 10 years. Fine. Within 3 months from the expiry of 10 years. Fine. 10 years have passed. The accounts have not been, utilized by the particular depositors. Now what will happen? After these 10 years, fine, supposedly today the account completes 10 years. After that, within 3 months, you will be transferring this amount to the DEF fund. That is the first important aspect under the Depositor Education and Awareness Fund. The fund is utilized for promotion of depositors' interest as specified by RBI from time to time. And the RBI has revised the guidelines also for the DEF fund. Earlier in 2014, RBI gave the blanket, you can say, statement that yes, this particular fund will be deposited by the banks and we will be monitoring that. But now, after 2014, we have seen a number of provisions or the regulations which have been modified by the RBI. The depositor is entitled to claim from the bank his or her deposit. The bank will pay the amount to the depositor or claimant and the claim refund of such amount from the fund only. Always remember, this is not a scenario, fine, when we talk about the DEF fund, this is not a scenario wherein you will say that once the credit account amount has been credited to the DEF fund, it won't be utilized or it cannot be further claimed by the depositor or the customer. It can be again claimed by the depositor, but the funds will be redirected again from the DEF account to the particular customer's account via the branch intervention. So the bank will pay the amount to the depositor and claim the refund of such claim from the fund. So the branch will be paying that particular amount to the customer and will claim the refund from DEF fund, and DEF fund is maintained by the RBI. Next question, consider the following statements regarding banking and some legal concepts. So there are again three statements from different units. Fine. Again, I'm saying this to you. IIBF has this habit of asking one or two questions which are not having all the statements based on one topic only. It has statements based on multiple units as well. So we have to practice like that only. First statement says that according to the money laundering offense, all the offenses under the PMLA are non-bailable. All the offenses, we are talking about every offense, if we say that they are conducted under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So whether they are non-bailable or not, the garnish document upon receiving an order nisi a bank should immediately stop all the payments from the affected accounts. So order nisi is what? The first order which a court has given to the banks. Fine. That is the order nisi under the garnish order concept. A car loan is the example of pledge because the security is a movable asset. So for movable asset, do we have pledge, or for that matter, under car loan, whether we do pledge as the security type, or for that matter, there is some other security type involved. So the correct answer for this question will be again option A, that is 1 and 2 only. Fine. So always remember, the car loan is under the car loan we have the hypothecation, not the pledge. Okay. So garnish order, when we talk about the specifics of garnish order, it is an attachment order issued by court under the order 21 rule 46 of CPC Civil Procedure Code, that is obtained by the judgment creditor attaching the funds belonging to the judgment debtor in the hands of the latter's debtors. Fine. Who is the latter's debtors? The particular you can say judgment debtor, including a bank which is termed as a garnish. So garnish order, how this particular order is fulfilled by the court. See what happens if there is a particular person, let's suppose A, and he or she has uh, to make a refund of rupees, let's suppose 100 to B, right? A has been using the money, that is rupees 100 provided by B to A, but now B wants to have this money reimbursed. Fine. What will happen? A will say that okay, I do not have the money, but B is persistent enough to, have the recovery of this rupees 100. What are the options in front of B? B can directly approach the court and tell the court, present the case in front of the court that yes, I have lent rupees 100 to A on this date, and A is not repaying me back. So court will involve two parties. One, the party B, and the bank of party A. Fine. Bank of party A will be directed by the court to provide for the financial details, that whether the party A is capable enough to provide or repay the amount of rupees 100 to B or not. And until the findings are being discussed in the court, these accounts of A will be liable for, you can say, no operation. Fine. So no operation will be conducted under the bank accounts of party A. Fine. Particular setup is known as what? A particular setup via which the courts are involved is known as the garnish order, because court is ordering the bank of party A to provide certain financial details. And the first order which the court passes in under this case is termed as order nisi. So what are the do's and don'ts under the garnish order? On receiving, time and date of receipt or garnish order must be recorded in the system. Then the order nisi court may issue such garnish order in two parts. First order is known as order nisi, will seeking the explanation of the bank, this financial details. Uh, action of on the order nisi, on receipt of order nisi, the bank must immediately stop payments out of the affected accounts, then transfer to suspense account. Fine, very important. If a particular party, that is A, is not paying but has the capacity to pay, then what will happen? These accounts of A will be suspended and the amount will be transferred to the suspense account of the branch. Amount not adequate, if there is no rupees 100 present, or the amount is less than rupees 100 with A, garnish order in the name of an individual will not attach the account operated by the said customer as an executor or administrator. Fine. So whenever we talk about the garnish order, it will be passed by the code only. Fine. So this was it for today's class. We will be resuming the practice questions in the next session. If you have any kind of doubt, feel free to ask me in the comment sections. And if you want to download the PDF of this session, you can directly scan this code and you will be redirected to the virtual library. From there, you can fill your details and gain the PDF for free. Okay, so instantly you can access the PDF. Fine. So this was it for today's session. If you are new to the preparation of JIIB and right now you do not know where to begin, how to start the preparation, which study material to refer, then JAB Increment Mahapack is there for all of you, because this will not only give you the online study material but also provide some practice material in the form of physical books. So you will be having the online live classes plus the recorded videos. Along with that, the mock test unit wise as well as full length mocks plus ebooks will be provided to you. Plus, you will be having the physical books for practice, as I have just told you, for each subject. Along with that, you will be having formula sheet, study planner, and affirmation cards from the faculties as well. So if you want to grab the best offers for this increment Mahapack, enroll using the discount code that is Y1003. Right? So we'll meet now in the next session. Till then, goodbye everybody. Take care.